traditional dance is sort of a cross between a compulsory dance and a free dance. There is no set pattern as with the compulsory dances, and unlike the free dance, they're not allowed to do lifts. But what it is a freedom of expression of choreography and style, and the tempo is drawn by the International Skating Union before the season starts, and this year's tempo is a quickstep.
And that's quite difficult maybe to transfer to the ice.
Well, it is. I mean, the quickstep really has a lot of up and down bouncing movements that are sort of static, and what you've got to try and do is combine that with what's required within, you know, the strong flow of running edge of skating moves. So it's a very difficult, but I think a lot of the skaters have actually enjoyed the challenge this year. One of the nice things with for Vincent and Michelle is that it's very much a personality dance, and they seem to light up actually with this dance, maybe more so than we've seen with other things from them.
You certainly do. Well, let's sit back and enjoy the conclusion of their routine.
Nice finish there by Michelle Fitzgerald and Vincent Kyle. Steps, very good, and the music right. So they put in the correct selection of music and skated well to it.
Well, the crowd enjoyed that routine, but the judges' marks were disappointed, and the British champions will be doing very well to hold on to 19th place. Well, now let's join the leading group, and we start with a couple lying in 4th place, Shae-Lynn Bourne and Victor Kraatz.
The Canadian champions lying in a better position than they were when they finished last year. They finished 6th in the World Championship. At the moment, they're lying 4th. That was a very, very nice original dance by the Canadians, Shae-Lynn Bourne and Victor Kraatz. They skated very nicely. All the steps were very good in time and indicative of the music, and well deserving of those flags.
No doubt that the whole competition has moved up a gear. Hugely enjoyable performance. They enjoyed it, the crowd enjoyed it. And I would think that their new coaches enjoyed it too. Really nice, bouncy performance from the Canadians. A lot of variation, interesting choreography. Quick steps, time to time, holding the beat on other occasions, letting it go before they picked it up again for the quick steps.
Mark speeds for Shae-Lynn Bourne and Victor Kraatz of Canada on the composition.
And the marks up to 5.7 from the judge from Great Britain.
5.5.
That's the composition, and the presentation are higher still. Plenty of 5.7s this time. New leaders, they are making a very positive challenge to be on the rostrum at the end of the day.
5.6.
The defending champions and Olympic gold medalists from Russia. They're lying in first place after the compulsory dances. She may well look happy, because that was a super performance by the defending champions, Oksana Grishuk and Evgeny Platov of Russia. The beat to the music was great. It was real quick step stuff. They moved around the ice well, and the various moves, apart from the actual steps, were very, very attractive to watch.
Different physique. He's a tall man in comparison with the Canadian couple. She always gives things lots of bounce, and it's said that she can be very much the boss in practice.
Speeds for Oksana Grishuk and Evgeny Platov of Russia for composition.
And we're up to the 5.8s with one exception. The judge from Japan.
5.7, 5.8, 5.8.
So the Canadian lead disappears as quickly as it arrived. And these marks are going to be a test for the Finns to come. 5.9s.
5.8, 5.8, 5.8, 5.9.
The French champions lying in third place after the compulsories. They were silver medalists in the world last year and silver medalists in Europe this year. Very popular skaters. Yes, that was very good. Sophie Moniotte, Pascal Lavanchy, the French champions, and Daniel Maratel, their coach, is very, very pleased, as she should be. They moved around superbly. There's going to be quite a competition for the Ice Dance Championship, there is no doubt about that.
French flags being waved. Music made famous by Fred Astaire. He didn't have the problem performing it on such a slippery surface. Not sure that the choreography was quite as interesting as two previous couples, but it's a matter of personal opinion. Perhaps a little more traditional, but that is their style.
Speeds for Sophie Moniotte and Pascal Lavanchy of France. The composition 5.7.
The composition marks only 5.4 from Poland. Fair number of 5.7s. If that's matched by the second mark, that will put them into second place at the moment. Couldn't really be expected they were going to be as good as the marks of the Russians.
5.8.
But the British judge, Brenda Long-Simpson, has them down in third. She obviously prefers the Canadians at this juncture. Here she is.
This is the big one. Susanna Rahkamo and Petri Kokko, the tremendously popular Finnish champions who won the European Championship, of course. They're lying in second place. They were in the Europeans and they took over after this original dance. Third in the world last year. That was brilliant. They're deserving this tremendous applause around the building. The way they presented it, the way they skated it, the timing, it was all very, very good. But remember, there's still another section to come, but this is what happened in the Europeans. Will the judges put them forward?
Well, for me, the leading couples, they have most grace, artistry, technique. Well, that's the opinion of the owner of that flag, but they most took the quick step from the ballroom to the ice, and they built it to a climax. Full of vivacity, and I'm sure that the judges will feel that their technique was excellent. Question is, will their marks be good enough to put them into first place going into the free darts? For composition, they need to beat 8.58. And they haven't, and the crowd do not agree with the verdict of the judges. The Finns have got used to that over the years. Just 1.58 from Belarus.
5.6. Marks, please, for presentation.
They will stay in second place, even though they get a 5.9 from Italy and a 5.9 from Brenda Long-Simpson of Great Britain. She considers they are the best. Well, she's got a supporter in this commentator.
Thank you.
The Russian champions, Anjelika Krylova, Oleg Ovsyannikov, third in Europe, and in this competition, lying fourth. They've got a tremendous amount to do. Well, that was quite a different finish, but they have the style that their coach, Natalia Linachuk, who of course herself is a world champion, has put on to lots of the Russian ice dancers, and that style was very evident with Krylova and Ovsyannikov.
Well, the audience in ice dancing are often good judges. Interesting interesting receptions for the leading couples. Russians here use the most popular music of this part of the competition. Again, Sing Sing Sing. Louis Prima certainly performed it better than any previous couple. Canadians had 1.57 in the first mark.
Anjelika, Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov of Russia for composition.
And so do they, from Belarus down to 5.3 from Japan. Going to be quite close between the two couples. Bourne and Kraatz had 5.7s for the second mark. And they've got a 5.8. A couple of judges have them fourth, but the majority have them fifth. So the only difference at the end of the second stage of the ice dancing competition is that Bourne and Kraatz have fourth place by themselves.
This is where it sits now, but Bourne and Kraatz have actually going to have to finish in second place in the free dance if they're going to get into third, and I don't know that Moniotte and Lavanchy are going to give them a chance. The French apparently are very hungry to maintain this bronze medal and if not move up. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a very good competition. The Finns are sitting in the best place possible. I think, you know, they couldn't ask for anything better.